Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another thrilling episode of Zooster by Night. Tonight, we start off in the dismal darkness. Legate Seth Firefly rising late in the evening. He spent most of the past week with experimentations with Brother Crawford on a ghoul as it was dying its last breath from the infection that Cardinal Rishi instructed Seth to infect him with and observe, hoping that those with more medical understanding than he will be able to garner the information required. And with the demise of the ghoul, Seth has gone on to more personal thought processes and searchings. He is first going to do a little bit of hunting so that he is not distracted by his beast, and he has some successful stalking. He will find a homeless person, as he's been preying upon them more often than not as of late, and terrorizing him a little bit after pouncing and feeding. He will then use, that actually wouldn't work. So he would then, baring his fangs and hiss and snarl at an attempt to frighten the poor bastard who's groggy from losing some blood. And Seth is able to freak the poor soul out about the nature of the things that go bump in the night. And then onward he presses, searching various, again, churches that he knew previously that Brother Kruger had been interested in or associated with. And Seth is attempting to find one that may show indications of having been especially frequented by Kruger, perhaps as a secret haven or near his haven, as his conversations with his deceased mentor has led him to believe that there could be important items found in said haven. So under the cover of obfuscate, Seth is searching through to try to find a sign of Kruger's presence. And elsewhere in our fair city, we have a lone fugitive.
Lone fugitive, if many people knew, that must my Zulu form. Anyway, Cody, still very tense about the last few nights, especially after the events at Angel Sanctuary. He's searching the around, looking for a place to hide for the evening. Doesn't feel like bashing in someone's apartment and cleaning them out, as it were. He sees this rather rickety church, so he's decided to go inside and see if there's a place he can hide for the night.
How good of a job of hiding does he do?
Well, we'll do it like, yeah, give me a second. You can tell it's a rough week. I forgot to open up the sheet. is it? Come on, load it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anything I'm all good at usually ends up being like 6. Um, uh, Not a master cat burglar, but I'm better than the usual transient.
Okay. So, as fate would have it, this evening, our two Canites cross paths, and unlike some of the other random encounters that Seth has had in the last little while, one of us is actually fairly visible, and he notices Cody, which he has met once before at the Black Mass. Something about a embarrassing altercation with a wolf's head that kind of made you stand out in his mind. And he sits and observes you for a little bit first before approaching.
So, as he looks for something to go down, not trusting the blackened, uh, dusty windows, he'll see the buzz, get some uh, gang member telling me some sort of info about some deal. I'll send off a quick order, then I'll be looking for a way down, and I'm not too sure about the layouts of churches, as it were, but I assume there's at least a common room in the basement with a closet that can be gotten into.
Okay, well, I don't see anything in your soul as I stare at you. I see what is only on the surface of how you are behaving. Um, I'm going to do a perception empathy because I'm just kind of curious to see what kind of mental state or emotional state you seem to be in. And I got 2 successes there, so how
Uh,
does Cody appear to be?
uh, well, it's not technically the cool, collected gang member you'd expect. He's a little jumpy and seems on edge and rather pissed underneath it all.
Okay. So if you're in a social room in the basement, Seth will go to the top of the stairs before dropping his obfuscate so as not to risk triggering a self-control instinct scenario with you. And he will not very quietly, uh, but not like stomping like a herd of elephants. He will head down the stairwell.
Um, Cody would find some sort of corner, hide behind, uh, see what type of individual comes around. Uh,
Okay.
let's see how I do today, or this fall. Well, the dice don't want to f up, or don't want our meeting to f up today, so they're in your advantage today.
All right. So hiding behind a chair or trying to hide behind a chair.
I was thinking of more of a column that ends up not being so columnish.
Oh, there you go. That'd work. Not quite thin enough to fit behind a column.
Yeah.
I'll uh, I'll walk in and I'll just kind of scan the room, like I'm just kind of looking around, but I will look over at the column and kind of tilt my head. Hello?
Um, Look at you, and given what you said earlier about your rosary, even in this dark room, he'll raise an eyebrow and go, Firefly?
Yes, Cody. I am Legate Seth.
Oh,
You've been
thank
hiding
God.
here the whole time?
No, I've been changing positions.
Uh,
I don't know how I have been, uh, I don't know if you know that seems the Cardinal is a bit upset with me.
he is wanting an audience with you. It's probably
Did
not
you,
something that we should keep him waiting on.
uh, so does he actually know it's me, or is he more of the persuasion he wants the one responsible?
Do you have somebody else that it could have been?
Well,
Then I think my experience with interacting with the Cardinal would be to be very upfront and open
I know.
because
It's just,
lies don't
he's,
turn out very well, as I'm sure
oh, no,
recent events indicate.
I, I wasn't thinking a lie. I was just wondering how much does he, I just wanted to know how much he knew and what
Uh,
type of timetable he have.
well, I haven't spoken with him since that night, and so I don't know exactly how much information, but I think it would probably be better for you to provide said information than for him to acquire it on his own.
True, I would have went to him, but yeah, we haven't had the most cordial of relationships.
Well, I
I have,
presume before the which I'm hoping you're going to illuminate a few facts, but I'm presuming before Brother Kruger fell in your mission that he indicated that we had combined our packs.
at this, Cody's going to raise his eyebrows a lot, but he'll frown a little. No, but I have to say, uh, he did indicate that he did speak with you about an important matter.
Uh,
Um, I have to say, given my particular state and of mind, or not mine, but the particular state of things in my pack, probably the joining of another one probably be a good idea at this point. Um, so how was the combination to go down?
while we had gone equally, as both Brother Kruger and I were left with one vacant leadership role in our respective packs, and we each only had one pack mate. So we took two packs of two, made one pack of four, which now unfortunately is again a pack of three.
Hmm.
Um, but at the very least, if you're concerned with your interactions with the Cardinal in a one-on-one situation, I think since you are now technically my responsibility, it would be best if I escorted you to him for both
Uh,
of our respective needs in his sight.
that'd probably be a good idea. One thing. Uh, I was thinking over the last few days, he might be a bit more less angry if we were able to provide him with something that the kind could explain away normally. Do you have anything? Do you know anything about gorillas?
I saw that movie with Sigourney Weaver.
Hmm. Well, you don't need that much detail about them. Just the general state, the fact that their arms are a little longer, sort of fits with the horrid form, and the fact that while I was running, I was mm, using my hands as well as my feet. So it would be good to say I was, if you thought it was a good idea, I was going to search for a gorilla that could have some PSP put in its system and then shot a few times and then thrown into the river to be recovered later. Of course, altered a little to look like a horrid form, but still something resembling a gorilla.
Well, I think that might be a good idea to propose as a way for you to fix whatever concerns the Cardinal has. I think after a week, and considering how quickly that news footage was yanked, I would be wary on trying to do something that dramatic without checking to see what methods have already been used to try to deal with the problem. I don't
That's
think we necessarily want to create a aftershock issue that might undo actions that may have already been taken unbeknownst to us. But if
true.
he
I've
has not
not heard.
done, if his minions have not done anything to try to counteract that spurty news footage, then that would probably be a very good suggestion to make as a way for you to fix the problem. He does like individuals who can clean up their own messes.
Well, I might not be able to do it completely on my own, but if a little help, I might be able to find a channel. I don't think I could actually pay for it. You know, gorillas are hot items. It's, I'd almost say they're along the lines of trying to get a, missile launcher. Maybe not as dangerous, but still exotic.
I suppose. Um,
Anyway,
I
um,
don't think we necessarily would find any benefactors who would probably be wanting to pony up the cash for that then.
hmm, well, um, I know that it's. Didn't you have a benefactor? Uh, I I only understand the politics as it was outlined to me by Murdoch recently. Wasn't your pack associated with Simon recently?
Bishop Middlewaith was assigned to oversee our pack.
Hmm.
Um, it might be worth a conversation to see if he would want to assist you in this guerrilla experiment, should that be the course of action. Um, but I think mm, perhaps it would be best to make sure that we see the Cardinal first before we start trying to contact anyone else in the city.
Of
Since
course, I just wanted to maybe lay the groundwork. It might. avoid another werewolf head incident.
Yes.
Anyway, how much do you know about what went on that night?
You guys were going to Angel Sanctuary. You survived. Brother Kruger did not. And there was some news footage of a rather grotesque Zamisi running through the streets under a hail of gunfire. That's pretty
Yes.
much all I got.
You know who was on the other end of that gunfire?
I
SWAT.
presume police.
SWAT team. All of Angel Sanctuary was surrounded by a SWAT team within 10 minutes of us entering the building.
Oh, Murdoch, you magnificent bastard. Can't even can't even leave an inheritance for your own pack.
Well, while the setup was nice, it was what I found upstairs which makes me extremely upset that I did not get to stay and look.
What did you find?
His lab,
Did you get
his
his
notes.
notes?
Well, I couldn't exactly carry them in my form. My clothes was gone. I couldn't stuff them anywhere. And as a matter of fact, I was a little bit more concerned with Brother Kruger. He was not having a good time because of the SWAT and his disease.
So, SWAT showed up at Angel Sanctuary,
Yep.
and would it not be standard procedure for them to investigate that building since that's where they arrived at?
That's the thing. They came in silent. I was in the basement killing crazed dogs before they broke out and killed me. And, well, you know how long Murdoch was dead, right?
Yeah.
So since we went there, the dogs had been eating themselves, and they were crazed with hunger. I tried talking to one of them. They just were so crazed and insane. And fortunately, they were breaking out of the cages that were left, well, trying to, and I decided to put them down, and because they were making a noise. Unfortunately, I didn't know that the SWAT was already on its way when we broke in. I assumed that's what happened.
What was the nature of his lab? Was there
Uh,
anything suspicious in the lab?
I didn't see any bodies, but I definitely saw the blood samples and the notes.
Okay. I'm a little concerned if the SWAT decided to acquire as evidence anything within Angel Sanctuary. Because if they have possession of the notes or the footage of the oil rig, that would not be good for it to be in their hands. Because as we know, our enemies have better connections with the ZPD than we do.
Well, now that Murdoch's dead, uh, I suggest we liberate them of these items uh, at the first uh, possible moment. Although we might want to check. I don't see why they wouldn't have taken them, but maybe there's a 1 in 100 chance they're still there.
Well, then let's go do that on our way to the Cardinal then.
Um, By the way, I will explain it to you because I don't know how I'm going to phrase it to the Cardinal about the death of my packmate Kruger.
You were beset upon by SWAT, and he did not survive.
That is the short short way of putting it. I don't know if you saw.
Your your hesitation indicates to me that there may be more to it than that. I will allow you to explain to me, but I would suggest you might want to stick with the short version unless you're pressed for more info.
Well, I let's just say I need to get this off my chest before it eats me. I had to. I didn't. If I continue, I don't know if you saw very good on the footage. I was carrying Kruger while I was trying to evade the police helicopter, but I was being shot over and over, and even my undead form could not take much more. I decided that
Seth's starting
instead,
to look really conflicted. He's partially concerned and partially curious as to what you're saying.
I had to. I wanted to get him away from me because the SWAT were after me. So I threw him in a general direction. Unfortunately, the damage done to him by the SWAT beforehand I did not know was as bad. He did not survive the throw to safety.
Oh, whew. For a second there, I thought you were going to tell me that you had some black veins in your aura or something. Which, given his infected state, I think would probably be twice as foolish as normal.
Well, as much as if I were going to try and get power, I'd drink a canny bastard.
Well, I
But
would keep that in mind as well as another optional way to make the situation up to the Cardinal.
hmm, at the moment, while I do believe that that situation needs to be dealt with, I personally wish to make sure that Kruger's death and Murdoch's misguided. There's one thing he did correctly, and that was he did his research and on the disease. I want to make sure that their work is done so that our brothers and sisters can be cured.
Yes, Brother Kruger and I had decided that that was going to be the swarm's main focus, which is why he was going to take you to get the notes, and I was going to continue my contacts with Brother Crawford to get some more information. I think Brothers Crawford and Bishop Middlewaith have some insights that would be useful. I also need to find out what Bishop Kashrimi has discovered over the past few weeks. So hopefully,
Um,
between the lot of us, if we can get a hold of Bratos's notes, we may be able to come to a proper conclusion.
I saw how Kruger had was behaving before the well, it was sort of during the SWAT attack. How many of our wait, I didn't actually finish that. Ignore that. Of our Canaanite brethren are still conscious or awake that are seized.
Um, by this time of night, I think most of us would be active.
No, I mean, I heard, um, at least I believe I heard some had fallen into deep sleep, not death, but uh, torpor,
Tor
torpor,
Torpor?
yeah,
Oh,
torpor.
yeah, after our fight with the hunters, some of the bastards were torporous or near torporous, but uh, Bishop Kishrimi has revived them, just as he provided me with nourishment so that I could heal my wounds. So I believe that, as far as I'm aware, everybody is active.
I believe that anyone with the disease should focus mainly on trying to stay awake and trying to survive. Anything delicate like the situation I was in should be avoided like anything that can be avoided. He
We
there
are
was a little bit there was a little bit of blood and he went into a crazed state trying to I want this particularly a particular thing I'm about to tell you stay between us, given that we are in the same pack. I do not want it to be known outside the pack. He was crazed for blood, but could not keep it down. He kept drinking and vomiting at the same moment, and he was lost to the beast. I don't think I could have gotten him out of it if I had not used the extreme power of my form at that moment to intimidate him back to reality.
So that returns. That's some of the symptoms that we experienced earlier on, but obviously it devolves back into a more serious symptom. The information will only be shared as far as it would benefit finding a cure. But
Okay.
we are not kind. We do not get ourselves set up in a nice comfy bed and watch Oprah while we wait for a doctor to fix us. I
Well,
I will refuse to cower in my haven any longer, just simply because I have this affliction, because that's probably the intent behind whoever bestowed this upon us.
wait.
We are Canaanites, we are monsters, we are what other things should be cowering from, not the other way around.
You did hit her. I don't have a full list of actually who's infected, but um, anyway, um, I will tell you more, but I believe Murdoch's notes would be much better than me. I only heard secondhand. I do have enough knowledge to understand the notes and maybe with some luck expand on his work in the medical profession. I am
Excellent.
no doctor, but uh, our clan does enjoy knowledge of anatomy and kind medicine.
Excellent. Then, once we have dealt with your appeasement slash punishment, however the Cardinal wishes to deal with this, you can assist Brother Crawford in doing experiments. We will no doubt need some more infected ghouls, and possibly a sacrifice to see if we can to see if the infection will transpire through onto a new shovel head as well. might as well see exactly what it's doing to our bodies, and I'm sure you could open up somebody a lot safer than Brother Crawford can and still put them back together.
Hmm. Yes,
Excellent.
I have to say that's something I had been thinking of doing. Of course, yeah, a few hours later, I was busy with SWAT.
All right. Very well then. Let's go swing by Angel Sanctuary, and then we'll head on our way to deal with your summons to the Cardinal's presence.
Hmm. Um, if I believe you should do most of the talking. He seems to, in unless I'm talked to, he seems to respect those in positions of authority.
You will have to speak for yourself in many regards, but I will, as priest and legate, I will direct the conversation when it is appropriate for me to do so. All right, Cody, lead the way to Angel Sanctuary. Do you happen to know what tipped off the SWAT?
I thought I did a very good job of entering the building. I didn't see. Uh, for a moment, I thought it was the dogs, but given the amount of time it took them to come and the fact that I don't think a SWAT team would show up for dogs, must have been something else.
Okay. Well, let's hope that that one act is all that he could booby trap his house for. But at the very least, and I'm surprised that Brother Kruger didn't think of this, though if his hunger got the better of him, that could be why. Um, Staying unobservable will assist greatly.
Hmm.
So,
Um, do you, do you understand technology at all?
yes, I'm not a caveman.
Not, I didn't mean at all as in, do you know how to search on Google? But I mean, can you disarm a alarm or something? Because that's what I'm thinking it must have been. But
Well,
I guess
I could see if the energy, the void, I could see if the blood tells me the right code to punch in on the alarm panel. Um, but if it comes down to snipping the blue or the black or the navy wire, it might not necessarily go so smoothly. But we will see. At the very least, you know where the lab is and where the notes is. And what was the SWAT team's response time?
10, 15 minutes,
Okay,
I believe.
so when we get there, do you have a vehicle?
Hmm, I can probably procure one through my gang.
Okay, so if you're half a block away in a vehicle and I go in, grab the stuff, and leave, even if I trip an alarm, guard dogs are already dead. Um,
If if not, the SWAT should have removed them.
exactly. So hopefully I'll be able to get at least his notes and hopefully as well the video footage from the oil rig that Brother Kruger handed off to Bratos. And we
Video.
shall see.
Cody's going to raise an eyebrow. Video footage? I wasn't told that we were looking also for video footage.
Yeah, that's okay because it's
Um,
more of a ancillary uh, project that Brother Kruger and I were involved in.
um, then I would suggest, okay, uh, not orders, of course, but I would look at the top, get everything that you can from the top floor, because that was where the lab was. It seemed everything else I saw was a public area.
All
Uh,
right. So I will smash and grab the lab and then escort you to the Cardinal, and we'll move forwards from there.
Very good.
And I believe with that plan, we will end this scene. So thank you for watching, dear viewers. Join us next as Cody and Legate Seth move forwards with their plans and try to get him out of some hot water. In the meantime, have a good night and be careful, because we are the things that go bump in the night.